Hello everyone. So the time as I record this is 20 minutes past 8 in the evening on Monday, the 20th of July, 2026. So I'm going to talk about two big things that have happened within the last 24 hours. We begin with Spain winning the World Cup. It is huge for the country. This is only their second win and their first in 16 years. There's been a lot of talk within the last month or so about Argentina being biased, being having say they are being treated special. They are given special treatment. There it is. They're given special treatment from FIFA themselves to win this World Cup. And this win from Spain vehemently refutes that claim. Because if FIFA actually had, match fixed the entirety of the World Cup, 48 teams, 104 matches, and yet somehow there would be a statistical certainty that Argentina will win that World Cup again. Look, I am of the opinion that Argentina remains the greatest team in the entire world. And I also wanted them to win. But this final match at the World Cup, which ended Spain 1, Argentina 0, by the way. Keep that in mind. Spain 1, Argentina 0. If FIFA themselves really wanted this to be an Argentina win again, they really could have extended the stoppage time from the referees by like 10 minutes or so. But they didn't. Okay? They did not extend stoppage time to like double digits or anything. So how are we even supposed to logically discuss the debunked fact now, this debunked claim that Argentina is given special treatment from FIFA? The internet lately has been very, very trashy, to say the least, about Argentina winning the World Cup again. So many people are saying that, oh, please break the script or something. It's very, very unfortunate that the world's greatest sport, the world's biggest, most influential, and arguably greatest sport in the world, is tainted by this very fanciful claim that a national team will win the biggest, the most prestigious trophy in world football. It's maddening. It's really maddening. But there's also a sigh of relief from so many people who just want this argument to end. And I'm glad that it ended in such a way. Argentina are on second place. That is not something to frown upon. They still did their best. Messi did their best. Tagliafico, Romero, Fernandez, Martinez, Alvarez, they still did their best. And the Argentina national football team will remain the greatest team in the entire world. At least from me. Anyways, we move on to another big news of the day. Andy Burnham has now become the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, making him the 7th British Prime Minister in just over 10 years. 7 prime ministers. That is a lot. But it's also kind of unsurprising. I mean, the war in Ukraine, the COVID-19 pandemic, Brexit, the war in Iran, so many destabilizing global events have occurred. And this kind of revolving door at number 10 Downing Street is anything but surprising. Like, this is not exactly the fault of the political system in the United Kingdom. Yes, sure. First past the post does come up with very wonky results, like a huge majority in the parliament, but you only get to receive, by only receiving 38% of the vote. Yeah, the Labour Party got, I think, 2/3 of the parliament with just over a third of the vote. That's how wonky first past the post can get. We also have first past the post here in the Philippines, but in our legislature we have like very limited proportional representation. So we don't exactly have the same system as the United Kingdom's, but the principles, the very rudimentary systems are identical. And like, just to give you a bit of an explainer as to why the United Kingdom has a new prime minister. Well, that was after the May local elections. There were multiple council elections across England, the Scottish parliamentary election, the Welsh parliamentary election. Those three things. And to say that Labour lost is an understatement. They were, to put it bluntly, they were shattered. They were in tatters after this election. These elections, rather. They lost, I think, 1,500 councillors across England. They lost government in Wales, and they still are not back in government in Scotland, even though 2 years ago, a lot of people have said that Anna Sarwar would have been the next first minister, like, governor in the United States. He would be the next first minister in Scotland. Well, yeah, 2 years is way too long in politics. Even a day is too long in politics. So you do have to, keep your head up at all times. Remain aware at all times. After those elections, someone from Makerfield, Josh Simons, resigned from his seat in Parliament, in the House of Commons specifically, to specifically allow Andy Burnham to run in that seat, get him back into Parliament, and make him eligible to become the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, since Keir Starmer, former Prime Minister Keir Starmer, was and is really unpopular, thanks to his U-turns, centrism policies, and these appeals to the right, which simply did not work. Anyways, I have very high hopes for Prime Minister Andy Burnham after listening to his speeches and looking up at what he stands for as a person, and also looking at the results, or the outcomes of what Greater Manchester is now. It's just amazing, and I hope it will continue to be amazing. I do hope that he will get to replicate what he has done in Greater Manchester, and I hope he will replicate that to the entirety of the United Kingdom, from England to Scotland to Wales and Northern Ireland. I guess that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know what you think of these glasses. I know they're not exactly the most befitting in my face, but here we are. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.